Hey folks, Goldfinger Picker, and this is the lovely
Florida Picking Queen.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna tell you who all that reminds me of, but don't even
Shut
say
up.
it. You know, we're out on another long trip today. You know, we went to the Panama City a couple days ago,
And boy, was that an experience.
Yeah.
City.
Be careful, because there was somebody on there saying, I lived there for 12 years, and I did say it's really gone downhill since the last time we were there, but the pickings were excellent.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So,
which is why we were there. So.
Yeah, we got some stuff listed, and already made a really good sale, and I did put a bolo out in the Reseller Society. It's these tape guns. Yeah, I mean the sticker, the pricing guns. And we picked it up for $2, and it was actually a 3-line pricing gun. And what you need to look for on these is the Monarchs and the Paxar. The more lines they print, the more they're worth. I mean, this particular gun, I think it was the 1351. I can't be sure.
It was $276.
Yeah, brand new. They're $276 today.
That was crazy.
And you know, we got it for $2. And I probably could have put it for $60. There were others that had them between $45 and $100. You know, we stuck ours on there for $54, something like that, with $8.95 shipping, and we accepted an offer an hour after listing it of $45 with $8.95 shipping.
So we were happy with that.
Absolutely, we're happy with it, and that's gonna lead into, I guess, the talk for today. You know, a lot of people out there are going to say you could have got $20, $30 more for that. And there's this sense out there that people have to live up to expectations of everybody else when it comes to their business plan. And you know, there's some folks out there that they don't have any money to go sourcing, and they have 100 items in their store, or over 100 items in their store, and nothing's selling. And they're under this misconception that, you know, if a blazer is worth, you know, if they bought it for $10 and, you know, it's worth $250. Joe Blow selling it has it priced at $250. You know, people are, and they think they're doing really. They think that they have to at least price it like $150 and to make it a good sale. And that's not true. What are you happy with the results? I mean, yeah, maybe there are some that are selling for $200, $250. But especially if you're in a situation where you have no money to go out and thrift. If you're in a bind. Do you want me here today? Go ahead. I'm sorry. It's so frustrating because people are struggling, you know, because they don't have money. They have over 100 items in their store, and they're sitting on this stuff, and they don't have money to go out and source and thrift, you know, to keep listing. And to help pay their bills. Because, you know, as much as, you know, people advise, take your money, turn it back, put it into your business and stuff like that. You know something? The fact of the matter is, some people are reselling to pay their bills. Yep. Because they can't get a job, and they're doing this to survive. And the truth of the matter is, it's not helping anyone. It's not helping. Go ahead. It's a real frustrating situation because we hear a lot of this almost, I don't know. It's like people feel like they have to sit, you know, to get top dollar because Joe Blow's doing it. Or even $0.75. Or and that is a misconception. That's not true. Especially if you are relying solely on your sales from eBay to pay your bills. I mean, you have to do what works for you. You can't follow someone else's business plan and or advice of somebody else.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's not saying it's bad advice.
No. What works for someone doesn't work for everyone. I mean, someone else's situation might have a full-time job and they're only doing eBay part-time.
Yep.
So they don't necessarily, you know, maybe they don't need the eBay money to pay their bills. But then you have, you know, someone who relies solely on eBay. You know, it's just frustrating because we hear this stuff and it doesn't have to be that way.
No, I mean, you know something? It is totally 100% your deal, your situation. You know, a lot of people that put themselves out there, I guess, kind of get held to a higher standard, I guess. That's why a lot of people publicly tell me that I leave too much money on the table. That's why a lot of, you know, it's when you're out there, people see that you sold something and they're like, oh my God, he could have gotten so much more money for it.
Yeah,
you know?
but we would have had to sit on it for 3 months.
But why do we need to sit on it? Because
we don't work that way.
I spent $2 on it and I made $45 on it. Anybody in their right mind is an idiot if they wouldn't be happy with that kind of profit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's retarded. Pardon my French. But no, and we got to get the people out of this mindset, especially if they're, you know, when you hear the term working paycheck to paycheck, well, in our field, you're working sale to sale.
Right.
And if you have a $180 item listed in your store, you spent $10 on it. Some of them it's sold in the past. It's a slow mover, but some of it's sold up to $250. And you're really priced good at you know, $150, $175. You know, if you get hard up, I mean, you know, and things are drying up on you, stick that sucker at $100, $75. Because your profit...
your profit is still crazy.
And you're going to look at it and say, you know, I didn't make as much as I wanted to on it, but, you know, I 10 times my money. So, you know, be happy with it. Somebody got an awesome deal. Take that money, use it for whatever I'm going to say it, use it for your bills. If that's what you have to do, use the money for your bills. You know, don't listen to everybody out there talking about how, and they're good people. I'm friends with them. They're awesome people.
And it's what works for them. And, and it's all, we respect everyone else's business plan. But what we're hearing is that people feel obligated to follow that kind of same, you know, slow dime thing. And
well, even fast nickel, some people are going to say this is irresponsible advice. This is you're making them leave money on the table.
No, those people that are saying that are not living and
sale to sale.
Sale to sale. They're not. And the people that say that, I don't disrespect them, but I just respectfully disagree.
Right.
I mean, it's common sense. I don't, you know, and anyone that would have a problem with that,
people have had a problem with it.
No, I know.
And we're not even living sale to sale. It's a matter of, you know.
Well, but we see people struggling, and we understand that, and it's frustrating. It's just frustrating because we want to help, and not that people are giving out wrong advice. There's amazing advice.
Yes.
You know, great people, great business-minded people, but in today's society and in reality,
idealistically, it is good to put that money or 75% of that money back into the business. And
but
then,
what good is it doing you if you
can't pay your electric bill?
Yeah, if your power's getting shut off.
And we're not saying you're irresponsible if you're in that situation. You are just in a funk, and you got your you know, you got a lot of good stuff for sale. You know, get drastic situations call for drastic measures. There is nothing wrong with putting your store on 50% off to recoup some of this money that you've put into it, even if you're breaking even. I mean, we're talking drastic situations require drastic measures. If you got to break even on something, guess what? You're breaking even on something. You do it, you move on. And, you know, some people lose money on stuff just to recoup what they can because they had a bad buy. That's just the way the business is, and you use that, you put that in the back of your hand as a lesson. Don't let that thing sit in your store for a year because you can't make money on it. push it out, get it out the door. So what? You lost a couple bucks on it. You know, chalk it up. You recoup some of that money.
Take that money and use the things that you've learned since then, and go be picky about what you thrift. You know, go buy something that, you know, a home run. Spend that $5 or $10 that you invested in the other thing. And
well, it doesn't even have to be a home run. I mean,
I'm just saying.
There's nothing wrong with.
There's nothing wrong with
doubling your money. There is nothing wrong with doubling your money.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, you go out here on the street, you go up to a guy, you buy something for $5, you take it to your flea market thing, you put it for $10, you doubled your money. Yeah, you got some time in it. If you do it on eBay, yeah, you've got your fees, you've got your listings and stuff like that. But you got to crawl before you can walk a lot of times. And if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. And typically, I consider it a bad buy if I can only double my money on it. You know, if it's under $100 and I'm only doubling my money, then I'm not happy with it. And a lot of people would say, you know, buy for 40, sell it for 80. That's awesome. And that is awesome. But it's just, that's not the way we're trying to do things. But don't think for 1 second that you're sitting there, you're stressed and you're frustrated. You've got $2,500 worth of inventory in your eBay store, and you've got an electric bill coming up, and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And nothing hasn't sold for a couple days. You know something? Throw a 50% off sale in your store. You've got $250 wrapped up in your inventory. It's at $2,500 worth of inventory in your store. You knock 50% off at $2,500, 50%, that's $1,250. Say you sold half of that, you know, that's $750 on your $250 investment, you know, and
yeah, I mean, it's just all in how you look at it.
It's all in how you look at it. That's actually a really good profit, if you think about it. So it's an acceptable profit. And typically, any of us who are out there doing that, you should be able to mark 50% off on your store and still make a really good profit.
Yeah.
I know I run 50% off sales all the time just to clear stuff out. And people would say I'm crazy. But guess what? Even if people
that's okay.
At 50% off, we're still making a killer profit. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
But think about it. You know, if you're one of the ones out there saying, you know, I can take it, because somebody can say to me, oh, you're leaving too much money on the table. But guess what? When you guys are saying this stuff, you've got these new folks out there that think that, you know, these experienced people that are making these statements about another experienced person, which we consider ourselves experienced.
But it's a blanket statement.
But it's a blanket statement, and they're taking that as a blanket statement, saying, I don't want to screw up. I don't want to screw up. You know, it's selling for $250. I'm at $150, and it's still not selling. It's still not selling. I've only got $10 into it. I'd be crazy to take it down to $100. No, you wouldn't be crazy. No, you wouldn't.
You could take it to 75. You could
take it to 50 and make your money. I mean, you know, I made $50 on $10. That's a good profit. I don't care if it's been sold before for $250. Sure, if you have the ability to let it sit there, let it sit there. If you don't have the ability, get your money out of it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It's not complicated. You're not, I don't want to say desperate, but we've been there. I mean, if you need to take less for something that normally sells for more, you do what you got to do. Don't worry about what somebody else is saying. Don't worry about somebody calling you irresponsible. Don't worry about...
No, because they don't live, they're not in
They're
your
not living your life.
They're not living your life.
They're not paying your electric bill. They're not paying your mortgage payment.
So yeah, who cares what?
Don't sweat it in the long run. You do what you got to do. And, you know, if you have to sell out your whole store, sell it out.
Yeah.
Start fresh. If you do that, that means you got a chunk of money in your hand. You know, there's all kinds of ways you can do it. And I don't want anybody to say we're giving out irresponsible advice, because I don't feel that's what we're doing. I think what we're talking about is the people that that are in these situations and they've got good inventory, they've got good prices on their inventory, and they're still having trouble getting stuff sold. You know?
Yeah, and you have to list to be able to sell stuff. Like, you have to keep listing. And if you're sitting on a store and you have no money to go out and get stuff to list, your sales are going to start going in really slow.
Last month,
if
we said
at all.
We did $1,200 in the month of October, and we did nothing. Absolutely nothing. November 1st, we started listing. And I think we're at over $600 just in 3 days. And but the stuff that we're selling, stuff that was in the store before.
Right.
I don't know the Cassini, I don't know the algorithm, but if your stuff is idle and nothing's happening, you're not selling. It trickles in. But as soon as we started listing again, it was real heavy with the listing.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden the sales
and that's what I'm saying. If you're sitting on a store and you're not getting any sales, you have no money to go out and thrift or source.
Tell them the advice that you gave. If you don't have any money to go source, what can you do with your store? What did you tell them to do?
Oh, the thing that I would do, because Cassini recognizes it, and I still can't figure that out, but go into your listings. If you have no money to source and you have over 100 items in your store, go in, pick your top...
If you have 50 items in your store.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, yeah. I don't know why I said 100, but go in, pick maybe your top 25 items that are worth maybe the most money. Go in and revise something in your listing. Go in and edit or revise it. Maybe something in the title that says, like, well, what, I don't know, what color it is. Blue-green. Put green-blue. Because Cassini recognizes it now as a new listing, so it bumps it up to the top. So you could do that. You can go in and, revise a bunch of your items. You can
then put the sale on it. Do your revision, then put a sale on.
Do the revisions first, and then maybe put like a 40% off your entire store.
Yep.
And watch the sales come in.
We've done it. We've done it.
That's why we can give this advice. We have lived it. So, yeah. It's all good.
Don't sweat it. Do what you have to do. Don't worry about what other people are saying.
Right.
Not that it's bad information or bad advice, because it's not. I haven't heard any bad advice in a while.
But you have to do what works for you. You can't use someone else's business plan and their advice because they're not in your situation. So.
Yo.
Okay,
man, we're
at
18 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, good grief.
We're gonna people are gonna be like, "Hey, your videos are too damn long."
We had all this frustration about this, so we had to get it out. But
yeah.
Anyway, okay, we're at a thrift store. We're gonna see what we can find.
Bye.
So see ya.